With the released Justice League almost upon us, as I give you my look at Batman and Robin. Yeah, I knew I'd have to do this one at some point. While Batman vs. has a share of defenders, this will end up killing Francis Alejandro for 8 years and taking the thing to just never way over the top. So, let's get started. We open up Batman, and play it again, and my George Clooney and Robin play again by Chris O'Donnell, so who do you have to fight crime? In addition to having so much gear on their belts, show shark repellent spray, the costumes have rubber nipples, copies, and bat butts. Also, the Batmobile has a strobe light in the hood. There is a reason for that, just why I need a moment like last time. Also, there's this line from Batman. That's why Superman works alone. I think it had more to do with not being able to get something they could work with until now. Good luck with Justice League, fellas. You'll need it. No pressure. Anyway, Batman gets a call from Commissioner Gordon, player of Valentine Gale, about the Gotham Museum being attacked by Mr. Freeze, player Arnold Schwarzenegger. While his performance is rife for bad jokes about ice, it's quite clear that Arnold's making me like air scenery. Given how bright his costume is, he knows what movies he's not going to a script he knows is awful. He tries to steal a diamond from the museum, but Batman Robin presses the scene assaults in the opening fight, throwing anti-movies worth of action special effects in the first 10 minutes of screen time. On top of that, into the campy, goofy 1960s TV show, where the dark imagery of 1989 film being replaced by the code says an ice skating hockey players try to sell toys and video games. However, the TV show was actually a parody of those tropes so rage comics at the time. Here, it being played entirely straight. Anyway, Freeze tries to use a rocket to steal the diamond. He tries to have it inside, so the rocket destroys Gotham when it crashes. Batman responds by saying, "Freeze, you're mad. Bruce, you have a gift for understatement." So Robin is able to free Batman, and Ben pulls out as Robin says a bat bomb destroyed the rocket. Also, rather, they use the escape doors of Rocket to chase Freeze, completely Robin simply in the across of Gotham and shining Cowabunga like a ninja turtle in an orange mask. Still, Freeze gets away after Batman's forced to thaw Robin, saying he'll kill him next time. Have expected him to say, same bat time, same bat channel. And after that, we cut to live with Dr. Woodrue in South America. Between the castle, music, and lightning, I always expect to see the following words on the screen: Dr. Weir's Castle, South Jersey Shore. Inside, we see Dr. Pamela Isley, played by Uma Thurman, conduct experiments to give plants and defense predators animals do. Our character in most versions, as I enjoyed, depicts as an intelligent young woman and a well-intended extremist. Here, she's basically written the whole slow team who wants a Captain Planet villain. Woodrue is much better. Says working on a mad science plan for a bunch of people instead of the outfits unseen better on the phone. Since I guess I hadn't invented eBay for supervillains yet. What they have done, however, is make a monster version of character Bane. Rather than a violent but poignant individual of the comics, the animated series, he's juiced up to muscle. They'd probably be on wrestling when I was younger. His body double was actually the late Lester Jeep Swenson, who died of heart failure not long after the film came out. Edward Woodrue was found out by Pamela. He always had a partnership with Chico Jackson as Psycho. Pamela, you have a gift or understatement. Woodrue then shows Pamela a bunch of toxic chemicals, seemingly killing her. Well, that escalated quickly. Back in Gotham, Bruce goes to security footage in the Batcave and shows how Mr. Freeze came to be. Dr. Victor Freeze and his wife Nora contracted the disease of McGregor syndrome an accident when he was putting her in cryogenic freeze to take a cure led to him being able to be able to survive his extreme cold. His suit also uses diamond-powered lasers to keep him at 0 degrees. Are we talking Fahrenheit, Celsius, or Kelvin? The movie doesn't explain, it just also Bruce to bait Freeze and Wayne Diamonds. It's also the first of many bits in the movie which is peeved at Bruce for supposedly not trusting him. Just think people gave Jesse Eisenberg so much heat. Anyway, Pamela survived becoming the toxic villainous Poison Ivy. After killing Woodrue with a poison kiss, she burns in the lab and goes to confront Bruce and Gotham with Bane in tow. Let's see Freeze's hideout at Snowy Cone's ice cream factory, where he trains me to sing a chorus of Snow White's home from Me Without Santa Claus. That is a sentence I just said, just to make sure you understand. Also, it's weird. They use a tragic backstory from Heart of Ice in my favorite episodes of the animated series, but then they have inspired more one-liners than McBain on The Simpsons. It also feels like a Fox and a bit poet asking to heat things up. Maybe crazy, but I'm not crazy enough to make that up. Prince will freeze everything unless he gets the money he needs to cure his wife's disease. Back at Wayne Manor, we introduce Barbara, who's played by Alicia Silverstone. There's one change I really don't get. Vicky Offutt's niece. If they're going to have someone like her in the movie, why not just have make a commissioner's daughter like usual? Somehow, I don't buy her as being British when she sounds like Cher from Clueless, a better movie by the way. She also has a hobby motorcycle racing, we'll get to that later. Apparently, Alfred and also had a sister named Margaret, or Pay for short. Speaking of which, we see Bruce Wayne donating Man's Tesla with Gotham Zero to it's in the hands of Master Statue. Nonsensical set design aside, this Tesla's going to be part of Freeze's plan. That's totally insane. Pamela then calls Bruce a press conference to get him to stop eco-friendly unfriendly policies at Wayne Enterprises to no avail. When he's about South America, he dismisses Woodrow as a lunatic. Once again, Bruce have a gift for understatement. She then finds out about a benefit involving Batman and Robin at the Gotham Botanical Gardens, decides to crash a party. 2 movies ago, we were discussing how Bruce couldn't hide his Antoine behind a mask. Now we're going to a party that looks like a playset. Apparently, Sean later expressed regret for working on the movie, and even so, what he's afraid to remember doing a toy commercial where he shot action on each take. When Freeze catches wind of the Wayne Diamonds, he tries to crash the party himself. Also, after he feels one of his henchmen, he says this: "I hate when people talk during the movie." Okay, that's actually kind of funny. Diamonds go on a young woman taking a date by highest bidder right before Poison Ivy enters the party. She unleashes a fair amount of dust throughout the party to offer herself. And of course, Batman and Robin can't resist her. Now we get to the much derided back credit card, complete with a cash register sound. Okay, I'm going to ask 3 questions to show how this makes no sense. 1. What card does show would give a card to Batman or Bruce Wayne? You typically need to provide proof of ID to apply for one. 2. Why would the issue set the expiration date forever apart from achieving out of the last movie? 3. If you were to answer the first 2, why, in the name of all that is good, would you give Batman a credit card? Oh, but the insanity is not in there since Mr. Freeze tries to hang in the party and steals diamonds for himself. Batman is able to apprehend him after coaches makes no sense, but Robin is a happy all they couldn't help. Just I think people are so hard on Hayden Christensen. However, the subplot being Alfred being terminally ill is actually the best part of the film. It's arguably much more emotional since Michael Goff passed on as the film came out. Freeze is brought into Arkham Asylum, and the flash of green lights remind me that I'd be watching a Green Mile. Poison Ivy and Bane also make themselves new home with Turkish bath. Five a bunch of punks in Dayglow body paint while lazy up, but the Goo Goo Dolls plays in the background. You know, if we re-edited some parts of this, it actually might make a good template for a live-action Batman Beyond movie. This other subplot Bruce Dane doesn't really go anywhere, since this movie can't even get to a managed subplot like previous ones. To be honest, I actually keep forgetting that Julie was in the movie, since he isn't seen again after seeing Bruce have dinner. We then get the aforementioned motorcycle race, where the place is full of costume punks, the Drews with Clockwork Orange, and the bookie is Coolio. That's right. The rapper who said his music was too serious way out of parody is in a film that's absolutely dripping with camp. I do like the song playing in the background before the race begins. Fun from Me by Loco, very underrated track to be honest. Anyway, Richard follows Barbara to the race, and so incoherently is where Michael Bay took over direction of the scene. Which also discovers the truth of what's going on, rescuing Barbara from the bridge and a dodgy chroma key shot. Bane and Poison Ivy then help break Freeze out of prison, even getting his armor for him. Also, why did they have Two-Face's suit and log with the other Crook's property? Didn't he die in the last movie? This is something they made clear. Anyway, Freeze and Ivy realize they have a common enemy in Batman and they agree to work together to bring him down and make Gotham pay. Sometimes I miss Cesar Romero. Then doctors say Alfred has stage 1 McGregor syndrome, named producer Peter McGregor Scott. Given how the disease is lethal and this movie killed the fans for 8 years, I find it an apt metaphor. Batman and Robin then investigate the ice cream factory to find out Freeze's escape, and Batman finds Nora and Freeze's notes showing he's cured the same stage of disease Alfred has. World's greatest detective, everyone. Freeze discovers the cops as he refuels his suit and cools off the place as one of the cops yells his lungs are freezing. I'm no doctor, and fairly certain you couldn't talk and let alone yell if your lungs are freezing. As Batman tries to bring Ivy in, he'll joke about how every poison reaction for your coming with Bane. Only 1995, available now from Mattel. See, I can do it too, it's not hard. So, Ivy is able to once again try to jump their bones, thinking the criminals getting away, as the commissioner asks how it happened. We don't want to know, Jim. I can't believe it myself. Ivy also takes Nora off life support and tries to frame Batman and Robin for it. Freeze may be a man of ice, but she was truly cold-hearted here. Now the movie has me doing it too. Freeze sends a telescope in a giant ice lesion. Ivy has turned Turkish back to the garden full of killer plans. They set their plans in motion. Papa also discovers the information Alfred had on the back computer and has even turned himself into a Max Headroom-like AI. Pretty good show. I wasn't born yet when it was on, but I like seeing it in reruns. There's even a costume for Barbara, Sans nipples, blasted MPA double standards. On that note, I find the rating description hilarious. PG-13 with strong satisfaction, some innuendo. Well, they're not wrong. So, the final battle begins. Robin, Harlan, and Batman confront Ivy in a Turkish bath. Poor Becca finishes off his house curses like a cartoon supervillain. You know, I like Uma Thurman. This is not her best role at all. I also don't know why many people thought this movie's Batgirl looked fat. I don't see it. Even Hollywood pushy for me. Anyway, everyone gets into a new set of costumes and vehicles to battle with Mr. Freeze, which for a lot likely already be made into toys, probably another video game, plus some Taco Bell packages. Nowadays, it's somewhat easier to make licensed goods as superhero films that compromise the content of the movie itself, but in 1987 was really crazy. The Bat Hammer actually isn't that bad, though the ice shield is totally wacky by this movie's insane logic. The prototype coming from Wayne Enterprises or the Acme Corporation. Batman, Robin, Batgirl, thought he to stop Bane and Freeze, but also thought Gotham in 11 minutes or there'll be popsicles forever. I forgot to mention that earlier, but much like the movie itself, it feels much longer. After Bane is taken down, the final fight just evolves to follow military-driven camp, culminating in Batman taking a bat heater on Freeze. Freeze uses a bunch of bombs he had planned to destroy the telescope where Gotham can be unfrozen. My word, this isn't a Batman movie, it's a Wile E. Coyote cartoon. Still, they able to thaw out Gotham using a bunch of mirrors, just go with it, it's almost over. And Batman's able to get through to the good doctor inside Freeze and get the cure for Alfred's disease. He even tells him Ivy tried to unplug Nora, but they're able to stabilize her. Freeze is now returned to Arkham as Ivy's cellmate. I wish I could say, hey, Pamela fought the good fight, but Arkham is no fairy tale. Sorry, my mind treated a better movie. So, we close on Alfred being reunited with his family, hey, and Batman and Robin Batgirl running into the night. I used to like that ending in this film a lot, but I was 5. A lot has changed in 20 years. Fame may be fleeting, but infamy is forever, as I once said. While not a total flop, this movie did mark a drop in box office previous films, but it made $170 million in the US and $236 million worldwide in a budget of $125 million, gaining a reputation as one of the worst superhero films and worst films that have ever made. Plans for fifth film even canceled out of the universal negative reception from critics and fans. Between the hammy acting, camping story, and overly toy-like special effects, many people on and offline have lambasted this film and wait for a DC film before and many ones since release. Still, in its own way, it's actually so spectacularly bad, it's actually kind of fascinating in its own way. Both DC and Marvel say this movie is an example of what not to do for all their subsequent films. It's obviously the weakest film in the original 4. Part of me actually suggests one of those movies actually have to see to believe. Even with the subplot of Alfred, there's a way movie this bad to be actually very entertaining in its own way. So having seen it, you may feel compelled to look at it if you never direct one yourself. Holy franchise killer, Batman! 5 ratings 2 out of 4. Don't go away, guys, because next time a Batman movie marathon concludes with Batman Begins.